Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel where your likes, comments, and subs are always greatly appreciated. I wanted to take the time today to post a short video essentially saying thank you. Thank you to all of you for tuning in and watching the channel every single time that I've posted content. It's been fantastic. In the past week, I hit my 1-year anniversary for the channel, and that is just kind of crazy to think about all the stuff that's happened over the past year. When I posted my first video back on February 15th of 2021, I was excited and thrilled just to get 1 or 2 views a day on the video, and it took me a long time to kind of build up steam and actually get some viewers that were paying attention to my content. I never thought that it would reach the level that it's reached right now. So at that 1-year anniversary mark that I hit last week, I think I had 435 subscribers and about 35,000 views, which is just mind-blowing to me. So for me, why I started the channel, it was a combination of things, but I had always been interested in music. Going back to 4th grade, I learned how to play clarinet and then learned how to use a variety of woodwinds from there. Once I got closer to like the high school years for myself, I picked up a bass guitar and then played guitar as well in a rock band, had some moderate success on the local scene. And at that point though, school and eventually career and job kind of took over. So it became harder and harder to manage a music career and incorporate that into my life because I was so focused on my career, which was great. And my career has been fantastic. But once the pandemic sort of hit and we were a year into the pandemic, this goes to maybe November, December of 2020, I was really just worn down physically and mentally from having to contend with all the stuff that I was dealing with at work, with the stress of the pandemic. It was just a lot, and I needed some sort of creative outlet. I was looking for something else to do with my mind and not just constantly thinking about what I was doing at home with the pandemic, what I was doing at work with the pandemic. So I was looking for something, anything to take my mind off that and to use my mind in a more creative way. So I went back to music, and I wasn't sure exactly what to do. It's always kind of a chore to pull the guitar out. I don't have like a great space where I could just start jamming on the guitar. So I was looking for something that was a lot smaller, easier to manage, and be able to, play around with from a musical standpoint at that point. So I was always interested in technology. I follow a bunch of techie people on Twitter and whatnot. So I knew that they had used pocket operators in the past. I was aware of pocket operators, but I never really looked into them that much. So at this point in my life, I started to Google pocket operators and look up YouTube videos for them. And I thought, man, this seems like an appropriate way for me to kind of jump into electronic music, use my musical background in my, that I had in the past, but use it as a new hobby for myself and a creative outlet to kind of take the stress away from the day-to-day rigors of life that I was going through with the pandemic and that so many of all of us were going through at that time. So I started to watch different videos. I've kind of got some ideas. I picked up a PO33KO, started to use that. But I'm not always interested in building my own samples and loading my own samples to kind of create something. I kind of get lazy because, again, a lot of times I only have 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there where I could pick up something and start to mess around with it. So I decided on getting the PO128 Mega Man at that point in time, which is already loaded with its chiptune sounds and has a lot of versatility when it comes to programming in and sequencing in a complete song. So I kind of like the puzzle solving aspect of trying to figure out how to recreate a song or create my own original content onto a pocket operator that has so many inherent limitations, but still also so many kind of like cool features and unique sound to it. And that's where I started to create my own content. But in order to get there, I had to learn how to use pocket operators and kind of get familiar with electronic music in general. And that's really in particular where I found one channel, FreeBeat, and that's where I was watching his channel all the time, learning how to use pocket operators, eventually then expanding and learning how to use an OPZ for other types of videos that I've posted and just for, again, my own free-flowing music that I'm making in the background. of my life on a day-to-day basis. If you haven't checked out FreeBeat's content, I'll put a link to it in this video. You should absolutely do so, especially if you've come over recently and have subscribed to my channel with the different content I've posted for the Zoom R20 multi-tracker. If you're interested in other types of budget electronic music gear and recording aspects, you know, for competition's sake, he's also posted content on like the L12 as a competition for the, or a competitor item for the R20, but I highly recommend you go check out his channel because it's so informative and so accessible. And that's where I really learned how to use pocket operators and get myself familiar with these kind of cool things so I could recreate different types of songs. And I kind of started on making different video game songs because the PO-128 Mega Man is an ideal, you know, instrument that you could use for recreating video game sounds from the 80s and the 90s. And that's what I just sort of focused in on first. I posted my first video, which was a cover from the Rygar video game. And I posted that on February 15th, 2021. Again, I was excited just to get a couple views here and there. And it wasn't until I think day 95 with my channel that I picked up 1,000 views total. And at that time, I maybe had 10 or 11 subscribers. And it took me a long time to kind of build up my subscriber pool. FreeBeat actually gave me a shout out in one of his videos, and I think I doubled my subscribership in like 2 days after he did that, which was just awesome and fantastic. And thank you so much for doing that. So for me, you know, I kind of built the channel from there, been posting videos. I posted 30 videos in year one. Which when I made that first video, I had no idea I was going to continue to post content. But because of you and because of all of you out there watching, giving me kind of a lot of positive feedback, a lot of positive vibes, and reinforcement that I was onto something kind of cool here, a lot of fun for me to kind of make this stuff. And it seems like enough of you out there are actually enjoying the content. So it pushes me to come up with new ideas and make new videos based off of largely, you know, with the PO-128, but I've branched out a little bit with the OPZ and some other things. I've been posting content recently with the Zoom R20. So for the future, I 100% plan on continuing to post content. I've got a video coming up within a day or two that is going to use the PO-128, and I think it's a nice sort of creative way to recap what I've done in year one as a little bit of a greatest hits video, but it'll be with a new original cover using the PO-128. From there, I have lots of plans to up my game in the visual department. So it took me a long time to kind of figure out how to work with my papercraft visuals here that work so well, and I think and pair well with the lo-fi, low-tech approach from a pocket operator, pair it up with lo-fi effects with papercraft visuals. And it took me a long time to figure out how to be able to move those papercraft visuals around on my desk, but I'm looking to up my game there. I've got some creative ideas to try to improve that and do some new exciting things. I'm pumped to test that out. I don't know how well it's going to work. We're going to see, but that's part of the fun. And I love that puzzle solving aspect of figuring out how to move these things around on a board in a way that recreates the video game a little bit. At the same time, also pairing that up with trying to cram a whole video game track into one pocket operator or maybe two pocket operators paired up because there's so many technical challenges and inherent limitations. I like that puzzle solving aspect of trying to be able to figure that out and recreate the song and then maybe recreate the visuals along with it. So I'm looking forward to continue that in year two, post some new content. I'm also looking to acquire some new gear. I've got my eye on either an OP1 or maybe a Synthstrom Deluge. We'll see which way I go. I'm still on the fence back and forth with that. And I also totally plan to continue to post new content for the Zoom R20 since it seems like I've been getting a lot of feedback there and people have enjoyed that content. So I'm happy to do that as well to help people out as I discover how to use that multi-track recorder and sharing what I've learned with everybody else. But overall, I really just wanted to say thank you so much to all of you for coming back time and time again to watch my content, for posting in the comment section, giving me lots of positive feedback and giving me ideas. And again, just giving me that motivation to keep going and keep pushing forward with this, which it's been, again, a great creative outlet for me and so much fun to do. So with all that, thank you so much. Hope to see you again coming back to the channel, and I plan to keep this thing going for as long as I possibly can. Again, thank you so much. Hope to see you soon.